All right. With us, the President of United Teachers Los Angeles, Alex Caputo-Pearl. Thank you, sir, for being with us. First of all, on the salary issue, is the union agreeing to the 6% increase?
Thanks for having me. No, we're not agreeing to that. And one of the big problems here is that Austin Buettner continues to bargain in bad faith. He put out a press release yesterday saying that we had agreed to a salary that we just had not agreed to. So we're actually going to file another unfair practice charge for his lie on that. No, we haven't agreed. And frankly, the issues are much larger than that. We have to reduce class size. We've got to get more nurses and counselors into our schools. We've got to reduce standardized testing so that we can get music and the arts and ethnic studies back into the curriculum. So this is about a much broader fight to make sure that we've got a thriving, healthy school district that serves all kids.
So the independent fact finders, they came back with the 3% plus 3%. Why do you disagree with their finding that was fair?
The fact finder's report is not a proposal. First of all, it's just an observation and something that can help move things if possible. They agreed with us on three fundamental things. One, they agree that the district has an almost $2 billion reserve. The fact finder agreed on that. Second, the neutral fact finder agreed that Section 1.5 needs to be removed from the contract, which is the section that allows the district to indiscriminately blow through class size caps to the detriment of students and educators. So they agree that we need to reduce class size. And third, the neutral fact finder agreed that we need common sense increases to staffing, like nurses, counselors, school psychologists. And frankly, the neutral fact finder also agreed that there needs to be more regulation on how co-located charter schools treat neighborhood schools when those charter schools go on to neighborhood school campuses.
So you're looking for the district to put that in a proposal form as opposed to you responding to what the fact finders reported?
The district hasn't offered any of those things. The last time we heard from the district in terms of a proposal was on October 30th when they sent us a one-page document that proposed increasing class size and then proposed to actually allow more ways for class size caps to be violated. So we have not gotten a proposal from the district in some time.
All right. Back to the salary issue, though, the fact finders, that's the only neutral party we have who's extensively studied it. What's keeping you from accepting the 3 plus 3% for that portion of the dispute?
Well, there's two things. One, there's some conditions on that are unacceptable. The district proposal has our members working more for a salary increase that they have more than earned over the last years. But secondly, we're not just going to agree on salary and leave every other issue out to dry. This is a fight for the future of public education. Are we going to allow an investment banker with no education experience to hoard a $2 billion reserve and say that we need to cut and privatize, or are we going to spend that reserve and also fight at the state level to invest in class size reduction, counselors, nurses, music, the arts, et cetera? That is what this fight is about.
I want to ask you about the getting the state to invest, because teacher unions in California spend a bunch of money lobbying the state legislator. School districts have lobbyists up there. What are you talking about? Because it seems to me like public education interest groups are one of the biggest influencers of Sacramento policy.
Well, two things. Just to finish what I was saying, we're not going to agree on salary and leave all of those other crucial issues for students and parents on the table. So on the issue of the state, Austin Buettner has been saying a lot that the teachers union and our parent allies and student allies, many of whom were out marching with us, with over 50,000 people marching through downtown LA on Saturday in support of common sense proposals like we're putting forward. He's often said they should not be focused on LAUSD. Their demands should be focused on the state, and let's work together at the state level. The fact is that we have been relentless at the state level. In fact, UTLA is part of a broad coalition that got the Schools and Communities First ballot measure on the ballot for 2020. It's the first measure to qualify for 2020, which would close the corporate property tax loophole within Proposition 13 and bring $5 billion additional dollars into our schools. So we've been relentless working at that, plus trying to pass legislation. The fact is that Austin Buettner at the state level needs to turn his rhetoric into actual work. He, as an investment banker and private equity manager, he has unique ties to Sacramento interest groups that typically oppose tax increases on the rich. He should be going and getting those groups of people together to make sure that we've got more money for our schools from Sacramento.
Given the majority of the legislature in Sacramento, hard to believe that those interest groups would actually stop increases unless they would be worried about a backlash, because you've got a super majority now of Democrats in the state legislature. So with this deadline coming up January 10th, if there's not agreement, you're going to call for all teachers to step out. Are you concerned about the potential ADA state funding hit that the district could take from that, and that could further reduce what's available to teachers?
So January 10th is our strike date that we announced today, and what we're most concerned about, yes, if we have to strike, and it will be a strike. If we have to strike, it's going to be with the parent and student and community support that we saw on Saturday with thousands in the street. If we have to strike, it will be a temporary disruption. But the thing that we're more concerned about is the last 25 years of disruption, where we've got the highest class sizes in the state, where we've got 80% of our schools without a full-time nurse, 40% of our schools with a nurse only one day a week. We're concerned about that 25-year disruption to kids and families, more so than a temporary disruption, and that's why we're willing to make this sacrifice if we have to.
Alex Caputo-Pearl, thank you for joining us and sharing UTLA's position heading into whatever negotiations occur between now and January 10th. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Also,